Welcome back to this Business Spotlight. My name is Patrick Dewar. I'm the host, and I'm so grateful for today's guest, Sherry Prindle. She's a professional coach, a mentor, a speaker, and she's touched the nation helping people find their passion and their purpose, and connecting those two to detonate a profession that actually generates revenue for themselves and their family. Sherry, this segment, I really want to get into what makes you special or different from so many of the coaches that are out there. Help us out.
So I wonder if I could just take you through an exercise, take everybody through an exercise.
Yeah, please do.
Okay. So how do you find your purpose, and how do you latch onto that and keep that top of mind as you're going through your life so that you don't fall back into the trap of, I'm not worthy, I'm not secure if I don't have a job, all those things that hold us back, right? So what I would invite everyone to do is think back to your earliest childhood memory. And a lot of people say, I can't think of one. The earliest one, if the earliest childhood memory is when you're 13, that was the earliest one you can think of. But try to think back to the earliest childhood memory that was somewhat negative. Now, I don't mean negative from the adult perspective, but at the time it was negative for you. So try and think of what that memory is. And as you think of a childhood memory, there are basically three questions. There's what happened, what did you make it mean, what did you decide about yourself, and then the companion question, what did you decide about the world? Usually through that one exercise, what we do is we uncover that at a very, very young age, we humans are wired to make decisions about the world and then live our entire lives based on decisions that we made when we were 3.5 years old.
Wow.
So once we find that, then I start helping them discover where in their life they've kept repeating that same pattern. And by the way, there are several memories like this, so we can then find more and more and more. Once you start doing that, then it's so easy to go, wait, I'm just repeating that pattern. And the thing that a year ago you were like a slave to, like I can't stop myself from procrastinating, now you can, because you're like, wait, that's just a repeated pattern of a decision I made when I was 3.5 years old. It's so powerful. And then all of a sudden you're like, now I get my purpose. My purpose is to help other people who have made those same decisions, or my purpose is within that pain, whatever it was that helped me get past that pain, I can help others get past that pain into this new thing. It is such a novel way. It's like finding your purpose in your pain.
One of the things that's key in there is something that, as we speak to people every day, and I have to acknowledge that adults are kids in big clothing. The average emotional age of the American adult is about 8th grade, 7th grade. And so those programs, first memory, I was sitting there thinking 8th, 9th grade. And it was something that shaped me for years and years because of something that was a prank that was played on me and what I put the interpretation on. It took a long time until somebody actually walked me through the process of, you know what, that doesn't mean that. The truth here is. So how do you create that shift from, and essentially, selling the lie, releasing the lie, and buying the truth that transforms them?
So that's when your traditional methods of behavior change come into play. So it becomes, now that I'm aware, and awareness is only the first step, so that now I don't just automatically fall into the pattern, I go, and it breaks the pattern. And then you're like, okay, I break the pattern, but you can't stop a habit, you have to replace the habit.
Right.
So then you create, this is where I want to go now, and then you actually, that's where coaching comes into play. That's where I do a lot of mastermind groups. It's easy to be right there and be like, I'll never do that again. Yes, you will if you don't constantly have a structure around you. So then it's about creating an infrastructure where you have people that you interact with, people who know what path you're on, reminders everywhere. You build a lifestyle with a structure that is designed to keep you on the new path.
Right, so you're talking about rewriting their hard drive, okay? And giving them action steps, a real plan that's step by step to create a new habit. And how long do you think it takes to really create an automatic habit rather than one that's just kind of embedded?
Do you mean that 21 days is how long it takes to create a habit? That you think that's a little bit of an oversimplification?
Well, I know that I've done that. The 22nd day I took a break and I had to start over again. So how long does it really take?
Yeah, so I do believe that the first 21 days is when you get the resistance. And after 21 days, that really strong resistance, because you actually now have a neural pathway, that's there. But remember, the old pattern is still in there, just like the new and the old pattern, stronger, right? So it's kind of like if you look at the two roads that diverged in the yellow wood, and this one was the less traveled path. Well, if you go up and down the path long enough, that one becomes the more traveled path. The old path is still going to be there, but the key is for that one to become the more traveled path.
Right.
So what we find is that in 90-day cycles, when you coach with people, then that one actually starts to become the more traveled path. It's the preferred path. But remember, the other one's still there. So I say you also need to create a new structure of your life so that you actually have regular masterminding, so that you have support, people who support you, and so that you actually, your livelihood is consistent with your new mindset.
Right. One of the things about mastermind, people may not recognize that term quite like you and I do. And the benefit, what do you think is the benefit of having a group of people that co-create with you the breakthrough that you need? And really, well, I guess what we're going to have to do is pick this up after the break. I'm so grateful for Sherry being on the air today. She has she's changed my life in so many ways, helped me rewire some things, and I know she can do it for you. Remember, she's the coach that can take you from your passion, connect it to your profession, and really make the profession, passion, purpose, connect those two, birth a profession that can generate revenue for you in a way that you've really desired it. This is the Business Spotlight. We'll be right back.